Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started with my lesson, I'm going to give all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rekakodash, Dabanasar elders and apostles, the great millstone, who taught us this truth. Salutations and blessings to the Akim that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Alright, that's risking their lives to push this truth now more so than ever, because we're entering into some, very evil times, man. Okay? And, in the headlines of the news are job cuts and, talks of a recession, basically economic collapse, okay? Which is the spirit of prophecy, because the spirit of prophecy is that these scriptures are going to come to pass. All right. And the scriptures talk about, the grinding shall cease, pretty much no more jobs, inflation, which will cause, them to, move and gravitate towards their beast system, which is that chip, which is the reason why all of this is happening. These so-called leaders getting together and ditching the dollar and basically coming to terms to make trades with a different currency and ditching the dollar. That's just theatrics, man. Smoke and mirrors. Okay? They all have one common agenda because they're both funded. Okay? They're both funded by the Rothschilds, man. Okay? These people are funded by the Rothschilds. And basically, what they say goes. So just as they're following, the script of the elites, okay, they're really following the script of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? Because the scriptures say what? All right, the Lord ruleth in the kingdom of men. All right? So let's see here. You can go here to Revelations chapter 6. Okay? And it says, and I saw then the Lamb open one of the seals, and I heard as if it were a noise of thunder, one of their four beasts saying, come and see. Okay? And that Lamb opening the books is talking about Yahushai. Okay? Open up those seals, which is the understanding of the Bible. Okay? You can read about that in the previous chapter, Revelations 5 and 1. And it says, and I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on it had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he sent forth conquering and to conquer. All right, that's going into Yahushai. When he returns, he's going to conquer. Okay, he's going to take the crowns of these kings. Okay, he's going to have full rulership and dominion over everything. Okay, as it was given to him in the beginning. Okay, and it says, and he had opened up the second seal, and I heard the second beast saying, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power is given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there shall be given unto him a great sword. And then I had opened a third seal, and when I had opened a third seal, Shalakia, I heard the third beast saying, Come and see. And behold, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on it had a pair of balances in his hand. All right, so that black horse represents bad times. Okay, that bad horse represents Jacob's trouble. Okay, which is the times that we're heading into at this moment. Because with the rise of the prices of food and other things that are inflating, which are necessities that you may need, medicine, food, water, uh, emergency food, packs, you know, vitamins, all these things are going up. Okay? So because of these things going up, it's going to cause people to go crazy, man, because people are losing their jobs at this moment. Job cuts are coming. Job cuts are happening. More are coming and more are happening. Okay? And it says back in verse 5, and it says, And a black horse, and he that sat on it had a pair of balances in his hands. So that's the judgments, the balances, going to the judgment that is basically going on in the earth that basically increased over time. Okay? All this wickedness that we've been preaching and talking about, starting with our elders, all right, 20 plus years, 30 years, okay, all that work that they done, preaching his word, you know it got to feel good to hear these prophecies come to pass. You know, they've been warning people of these things for years, for decades, man. But nobody never listened, though. That's why the scripture said, what? You have not obtained that which you seeketh for? Okay? This truth is man's full potential. The truth is the Israelites' man's full potential. All right, you're not gonna get any better than being what this Bible tells you to be. But Jake seek his own way, man, and that's why you blinded, because you follow the ways of the world. All right, now you're about to get caught off guard. This is 2 Ezra 16:21. Behold, virtue shall be good, cheap upon the earth, and they shall think themselves to be in a good case. That's our people, thinking themselves to be in a good case. All these years that the apostles been teaching, even us at one point, until the Lord woke us up to the truth of who we are, shine this mercy upon us and gave us this truth. Otherwise, we'll be just like them, dead or in a prison system, or being a simp to a woman, to your family, to your job, So this is what they've thought themselves to be in a good case. Everything's good. Everything's going to iron itself out. Not knowing that the day of the Lord's coming. And we're not perfect. By no means. You know, our righteousness is filthy rags. But the point is we're continuing to endure even within our falls, our mess ups, our mishaps. That's the separation between the elect. Okay? Because we know we're not in a good case when we heard this word. Looking at the conditions of our people. Looking at the conditions of ourselves that we grew up in. Some better than others, but we still under the curses. And it says, then shall evils grow upon the earth. Evils have grown upon the earth, man. All right? Evils have increased since this devil got into power, and even more so when the truth came out. Because now the devil has to work 2 times harder to subdue the truth, to make you question the truth, to make the truth look null and void and all of this folly and all this worldly lust and bullshit. All right? It says sword, famine, and great confusion. Has not more death happened within the earth? Have not no mercy been showed or compassion for one another within the earth? Yes. No, none of that is just shown here, man. Famine. Purpose famines. A famine that is purposely created to cause confusion. As if the land is not already confused as it is with the abominations that go within it. That's going on within this system. You know? So the Lord has to come back and fix this, man. Has to. That's why the scriptures say what? There shall be a falling away first. We fell away from the Lord. Okay? And now it's Esau's turn to fall away. To be done away with. To be put away in shackles. And for someone who is acceptable, which is Yahweh Shai, and the elect men that are trying to strive to be like him, to be put in place and replace these other nations, man. Because the inhabitants of the earth is defiled and it's out of its course. That's the confusion. Continuing on here. All right, this is Ecclesiastes 12. I'll start at 1. The point is in 5. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, even thou when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So seek the Lord now, man. Seek him 10 times more now, 100 times fold now. Because honestly, there's no, whether it be 10-fold, 100-fold, 1,000-fold, whatever you want to call it, fold. You can never go too far never go too far. You can never reach a level of satisfaction on pleasing the Lord, man, while you here. So, for whatever situation we may have or may be dealing with, we got to make the best of the situation and try to serve the Lord the best that we can. We have our ups and we have our downs. Okay? But overall, we keep on pushing and enduring until the end. We're not to get weak. Brother's been going over that a lot lately. Bear it. Fuck it. Bear it. It's easier said than done sometimes. But it has to be done. Because the work has to be done. All right, we're continuing on. It says, nor the years draw nigh, even thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Because when the day of the Lord comes, it's not going to be, oh, well, I have pleasure. Like, you're not going to be thinking about your Corvette, your Hellcat, your Red Eye, whatever you want the hell you want to call these vehicles. Whatever Jake is into at these time of days, particularly. I like cars too. I'm not that much into this. Whatever Jake call his prized possessions, his cars, his jewelry, his house. You ain't got no pleasure in that in the day of the Lord. The scriptures tell us that what? When in the first hour of affliction, there's no remembrance of pleasure. Pleasurous times. So all of that car, that money, and all the materialistic shit that you have ain't gonna mean nothing in that day. It's not gonna give you any rest. It ain't gonna give you no pillar. It ain't gonna keep you stable of mind as the scriptures will. The scriptures are gonna be the stability of thy times. The strength of thy salvation. Alright? It says, while the sun and the light of the moon and the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Alright? Bad times, evil times. For the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. These jobs getting cut. Money coming short because inflation. And they ain't paying you enough either. It's all set to get you on a universal basic income. Where they replace man with machine. And have these industrial companies have robots to do all the work while you sit at home and be lazy and dependent on the government. And you can't really say where your money goes to because now what is being given to you. They can tell you where your money goes. They can tell you what you can go buy. They can tell you what you can eat. How much electricity you can use. Because you're not working for it no more. You ain't earned it. They just giving it to you. You ever heard the saying say what they say? Beggars can't be choosers. That's how they coming. I'm giving you this money. You can't tell us how you can spend it. Hence the phrase, like these devils said, which was what? You will own nothing and be happy. These devils have to be stopped. And it says, and the grinding shall cease because the few, and they that look out the window shall be darkened. You know? They'll be troubled. Sorrow. You know? And the door shall be shut in the streets, no jobs, and the sound of grinding shall is low. And he shall rise up, and the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. That's what's happening right now. Bear with me for just a second, Hakim. Just making sure I'm in the right place. Con. But again, I'll read it again. And the door shall be shut in the streets, And when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. That's right. The grinding is ceasing. All right. The jobs are dwindling. All right. And the music, okay, which will bring you joy and happiness when certain things like this happen, which is nothing but bread and circus, is what also being brought low by the Lord. Lord taking all this comfortability from you. But somehow y'all still finding these little bits and pieces, trying to put little bits and pieces together like a broken glass to try to make your life seem like everything is okay, and it's not. And the Lord about to really start pushing down that pressure to where you can't do nothing about it. All right. This is Zechariah chapter 8 verse 9. Thus said the Lord of hosts, let your hands be strong, ye that hear these words by mouth of the prophets, which were in the days that the foundation of the house of the Lord of hosts has laid, that the temple might be built. This is the point. For before these days there was no hire for men, nor any hire for beasts, neither was there any place to him that went out and came in because of the affliction. For I set all men, every one against his neighbor. That's right. So nobody's going to get hired. Ain't no work going to be getting done. Ain't nothing going to be getting done in this place. All right? The Lord is shutting this place down, man. All right? Oh, it's shutting this motherfucker down. Let's see. Let's get 2 more scriptures. We can head out on this one again. All right. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 22. It says, and surely shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall be suddenly be found empty. All right. Empty of anybody working in them. Empty of anything being in there, because they all going to be looted. When this economy crashes, these people are going to go crazy. And that's exactly what happened in the midst of the pandemic. People going into stores stealing all kind of things. We saw even in between the pandemic, from the beginning, from the between to the ending. All right, really the pandemic ain't never ended. All right, they just putting sugar over shit and just telling you that it is. Get you back consuming and buying. It says, for the trumpet shall give a sound, when every man hear it, he shall suddenly be afraid. That's right, he gonna be afraid, man. All right. When Jacob's trouble come, people are gonna be afraid. All right. They're gonna be afraid to go into the cities, as the scriptures say, because of great tribulation and a lack of and great tribulation. A lack of bread, a lack of medicines, a lack of resources. These are gonna cause people to loot and destroy one another. Okay, it's going to say it right here. 2nd Ezra 6 and 24. And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. All right, the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours shall they not run. Right? So when this economy crashes, and they gonna gradually push this MOTB, all right, this CHIP, which is gonna be come in the form of that currency, that digital currency. All right, all these things that are happening, these little tragic so-called accidents, and whether it be food plants going up in fire, all of these are so-called national disasters. And in the case of a national disaster, they can say, look, for the well-being of, you know, society or humanity, we have to isolate everything: cash, money, transportation, food, medicine, all things. And that's what this scripture is saying, basically. All right, earth shall stand still in fear with those that dwell in, and the springs and the fountains shall stand still. The springs and the fountains, speaking about the transports, man, those are going to come to a halt. They're going to shut those down. And eventually they're going to control them things. Again, in the what? In the case of a national emergency. Order out of chaos. Create chaos with these derailments, with these food shortages, with these pestilence. All right? Reaction. Okay, look, this is what we can do to solve this problem. Solution. Oh, we can start everything over. How about that? We'll give you a universal basic income. We'll give you a universal basic income. And you can basically, uh, um, you'll basically be okay. You ain't got to worry about anything anymore. All right? That's how these devils are moving. All right? But we all know that these are all plans of the Lord. The Lord is doing all these things. Okay? So now we're going to go to just one more scripture, okay? All right. Go to Revelations 18. Bear with me just for a second. I'm going to start at 7. It says, how much have she glorified herself and lived deliciously? So much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, shall see no sorrow. So basically, that's what you see in the news. You know, you see that in the news where they say what? Basically, you know, America's okay. We gonna be all right. Okay, this is just a little shortcoming. And we might face a little bit of adversities, but we'll be fine. Okay, that's them saying that. We shall see no sorrow. America's gonna kick back. They're gonna be stronger than ever. Nah, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. The Lord is bringing this shit down. Verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord, Yahweh, who judgeth her. All right, so Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is judging this place. Okay? Excuse me. So Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is judging this place. All right, we can see it. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her. Then shall they see the smoke of her burning, standing standing afar off from the fear. Shalakia. Let me read that again. I'm a little excited. It says, standing afar off from the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth her merchandise any more, because America has lived deliciously by selling what? Merchandise. Trades, dealing trades, making deals, making with this money. But now this place is collapsing. Okay? The merchandise of gold and silver, and precious stones, and of pearls, and of fine linen, and purple, and silk, and scarlet, and all time wood, and all manner of victuals of ivory, and all manner of vessels of most precious wood, and brass, and iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wines, and oils, and fine flour, and wheat, and beast, and sheep, and horse, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. All right. So all of these are what? These are things that people use to trade with, to bargain with, to make deals with. All right. But all that's going to come to a screeching halt. And it is. Okay. It is. It's happening. All right. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. It says, verse 14, and the fruits that the soul lusteth after departed from thee, and all these things which dainty and godly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. That's right. So all these things are being shut down, man. All right. America will no longer be known, for these things, man. All right. Basically, America's gonna become a bottomless pit after that destruction. All right. So with that, Lord willing, this video was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to you, Akim, that's doing his work in truth and sincerity. Until the next time, Lord willing, I say Shalom.